feel like I'm already out of breath, so y'all gonna have to bear with me. All right. Alright, hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ty, and this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking to you guys about pretty much like different ways that you can set up your shop. I know that my channel is kind of centered around you know, making clothes and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of self-taught designers watches my videos, and a lot of people contact me all the time who watch my videos asking me different questions and inquiring about mentorship and stuff like that. And I figured that because I know that I don't have the time personally to like individually try to help individuals. Like, yes, even if someone contact me and they have certain questions and stuff like that, I do try to answer to the best of my ability. But I figured, why not start creating videos to kind of like generalize or kind of give you guys different perspectives, like my different perspectives, and just from my background, from my experience, as far as things that I've tried or that failed, things that I've tried that worked. It's gonna have a lot of information in it, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you want me to do more videos like this, then just leave a comment in the comment section below, or give it a thumbs up so I can know that you guys like these type of videos. I'm gonna give it to you guys from my perspective, so I hope my perspective can help you guys, because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of other videos and plenty of other people who might have information regarding like the business side of things, but I'm just gonna give it to you guys from my perspective, and I hope you enjoy it. So okay, so I also want to say that because I am working while I'm talking in this video, while I'm chatting with you guys, I'm gonna be getting up and moving a lot or whatever, so pay me no mind. I want to have this chat with you guys, but I want to also make sure that I'm being productive at the same time, so I can get you guys some information as well as get my stuff done at the same time. Because right now my kids are supposed to be taking a nap. They are, but it sounds like to me that they're in their room playing. But yeah, if you hear kids screaming or playing or something, I have a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old that's supposed to be taking a nap right now, but they're probably not taking a nap. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the video. As you guys can see, I'm big and pregnant. I'm not big yet or whatever, but you know, I'm halfway through the pregnancy and everything. And you know, if you've ever been pregnant before, then you know there's a stage in your pregnancy where it's like you go from like being small and not really feeling like you're pregnant to like all of a sudden your stomach is growing at a rapid pace. Like it's growing so fast or whatever. So whew. And I'm kind of talking, and you can probably tell that I'm out of breath or whatever, because I'm kind of at that phase. I'm at that stage right now where, yeah, I'm my stomach is starting to grow at that rapid pace. But we moved recently, and when we moved, my printer cord, I cannot find my printer cord to save my life. So right now what I'm having to do is use this, because I'm not able to print out my patterns off of the computer. Because the PDF patterns that I use, or pretty much the PDF patterns that I create, I use them for myself as well. Like pretty much when I'm making certain pieces and stuff like that, I make my own patterns, and I use the PDF pattern format to pretty much print out my patterns and use them for when I'm producing the actual garment. So I'm not able to actually use the PDF pattern that I want, so I'm having to use one that has already been printed out and kind of adjust it to my need, because I'm currently working on just buying me a new printer. Like, I had to buy me a new computer because my computer just like started messing up on me, so I had to buy a new computer. Well, my husband bought it for me for my birthday or whatever, but yeah. So, but that's not what this video is about, right? So yeah, so I want to kind of talk about, I'm sorry guys, I'm looking in the lens and whatever, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to stay in frame at the same time. So, okay. So let's first get into, before I get into like different ways to set up shop and all that kind of stuff, the first thing that I want to talk about and I want to touch bases on is pretty much kind of laying out a few foundational knowledge and certain things that you need to know and understand before you decide, yes, I want to start a sewing business. So, pretty much, because the reason why I'm saying this is because I went into it kind of like so excited. Like, you know, I'm like, I went into it so excited, and I feel the reason why I went into it so excited, but I went into it blindly at the same time, is because it was accidental how I kind of started a sewing business or whatever. It was very accidental. Like, I wasn't trying to start a sewing business. It kind of just happened or whatever. So with me, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk to you guys about in this video, I didn't know before I started. And I'm kind of now at this stage right now where I'm pretty much relaunching my boutique, but this time around it's taking me a lot more time than it did the first time around. Like, literally the first time around I had some pieces together like within a few months or whatever. It's from the start of me saying I want to start a sewing business to me actually launching my own online boutique. It literally was probably like within a few months to a year. Like, it wasn't that long, because I literally just felt like all I had to do was just sew, get me a website, post my stuff on the website, and bam, like, I've started my sewing business or whatever. And that was just like totally, when I started it, it was just like, oh my gosh, what in the world did I get myself into? I was so, like, I just was so lost. I was so lost or whatever. So this video, I'm going to be pretty much kind of laying down some firsthand knowledge that you might need to think about before you decide, okay, yes, I want to go ahead and jump into starting me a sewing business. Even as a fashion designer, if you're someone who likes to design clothing and stuff like that, or create clothing, you don't even have to necessarily sew it. You can hire someone to sew it and produce a product for you and sell it and stuff like that. Or another option is, like, if you want to sew and be a fashion designer and stuff like that, you don't have to necessarily start your own boutique in order to still operate in that position of, you know, designing clothing and creating products and stuff like that. You can just, you know, sell your stuff in wholesale to other boutiques that are open. You know, they have plenty of boutiques that take in local designers and stuff like that. And, you know, so you have plenty of options that if you don't want to open your own boutique, you can go that route to where you're selling your stuff to different boutiques. And I've actually inquired about a couple of them or whatever, to where the way they have it, at least the few that I've talked to, the way they have it laid out is you bring in a couple of your pieces or whatever, and then if they like them, they'll request a certain quantity and all that kind of stuff, and you kind of like work out your contract agreement with the pricing and all that kind of stuff with them as individuals or whatever. But that's another option. If you don't want the headache of running your own boutique or starting your own boutique, or whether it's online or a physical boutique, then you have other options. But I'm mainly focusing on sewers who sew their own clothing and want to be able to figure out ways that they can make money through their own artistry, because it's an art. So I'm really for artists. I feel like everyone is trying to do the same thing, build the same type of platforms, and doing it in a way where it's like they're getting lost in doing the bare minimum. That it's not a fulfilling thing, because they have not quite tapped into their gift of what really sets them apart. And that's what makes an artist an artist, because artists understand, like, this is what really sets me apart. This is what really makes me me. So I'm going to be me, and I'm going to live my, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be beautifully me, like, be beautifully you. So that's why I'm all for artists who really want to get to, like, these artists who really get to know themselves and really just fall in love with their craft and really fall in love with their art and how it makes them into the person, like, you know, how it just, yes. So that's what this video is for. I've been talking so much and I haven't even made not one point yet at all. So let's get into the competitors, right? I'll probably be deleting a whole bunch of this stuff, right? First thing that I want to talk about is your competition. And the reason why knowing your competition and understanding what competition is important, because I know a lot of people kind of think, or they look at it like, well, this is my artistry, I'm not really worried about what people are doing around me and all that kind of stuff. And trust me, you can have that mentality to where you're not worried about what other people are doing around you, but you still need to understand pretty much that knowing what is going on around you is also important. There's things that are not good that you have to prepare yourself for, and you have to, in order to prepare yourself for that, you have to know, okay, what they doing over there that could eventually may cause some distraction or may cause some chaos in your life for a moment or whatever. But the thing is, if you prepare yourself to know these things, then you would kind of know how to go around it, overcome it, and like do what you need to do to kind of stay standing where you are in the position that you are. Especially now in the world of social media, competition is even greater than what it was when there was no social media. I'm categorized as having a sewing business. It's still it's still a part of the fashion industry, right? It's still a part of the fashion industry. See what happens when I get to talking though? I don't work. So let me try to work, right? That's the whole point of me doing it like this, right? So let me try to work. But yeah, so understand that although you're someone who's making your own clothing and you're selling your own work and you're starting your sewing business and stuff like that, you still have competitors. You still have competition. There's still competition there. Those are like a list of different type of competitors that I wanted to just give you the list so you can maybe go in and kind of do your own research and just kind of see how they operate and just kind of get a background in some of the things that they do or whatever, just so you can have not to go and research them to try to be them, you know what I mean? All right, sorry guys, my camera cut off. Okay, so I don't know what I was saying, but I think I left off saying that I just wanted to give you that list so you can go and do your own research and, you know, research them for yourself. Just kind of get an idea of how they operate, how they run things and all that kind of stuff. And not saying that you should do it so you can copy them or whatever. No, you need to do things the way you want to. You need to run your business the way you want to run your business. But like I said, it's just to kind of know and get an idea of how your competitors flow or whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that portion as far as like competitors. But now I want to get into what the whole purpose of this video is, which is pretty much different ways that you can set up your sewing business and or whatever. So okay, now let me just show y'all something real quick, because I'm about to get down and I'm gonna just throw this up real quick into a bun. Okay. I just feel like I'm so out of breath all the time. Like I'm breathing hard, like breathing so hard. Like I just got done working out or something. My husband make fun of me when I'm if I'm just walking up the stairs. It's like, babe, you okay? Like I'm fine. I just, you know. And it's hot. Like I've been pregnant with all my kids, big and pregnant, when it was like the hottest time of the year. Like really, really. But yeah. So yeah, see, that's a little quick hairstyle right there. I gotta take these out and redo them before we go on vacay. We're taking the kids to Florida, so I'm gonna have to take these out and redo them. Anyways, like, okay, to pretty much start off this topic, I'm gonna ask a few questions. And as I ask these questions, I want you to think about the answer for yourself, whether you want to write this down and answer it later on, or like, to allow yourself to kind of like think about the answer for a while and really examine and evaluate what it is that you want to do or whatever. But I want to ask these questions, and as I ask you these questions, I am going to elaborate and answer them for you from my own perspective, so you can kind of get an idea of how I want you to really think about what I'm trying to say. So, because I don't want it to be confusion. I really want this information to help somebody. So, yeah, I really want this information to help somebody. So, and like I said, there's other options other than opening a boutique that you can incorporate your talent of sewing and fashion design and all that kind of stuff. So, you can get into fashion design, whether it's like trying to work under another designer. You can, like I said, design your own line and produce it through a factory company, and they sell your products, and you pretty much, sell them. You can sell them to other stores and boutiques to where they're buying your product and buying your designs. You can sell your designs to other stores or other brands and stuff like that. So it's like so many ways where you can use your talent without opening a boutique. So you can pretty much ask yourself, why do you want to open a boutique? And I have four different answers that I feel are reasons why a lot of people, some people might open their boutique. One is money. Some people are just entrepreneurs and they're just looking for another business to start to make more money. Pretty much people who are not necessarily sewing their own clothing, but people who just want to produce a product to make more money. They don't really care to probably like be hands-on in the operations as far as the day-to-day management. And you know what I mean? They just want to hire staff, open a business, and make money while they do whatever, work on whatever project that they're working on over here. They pretty much just want that CEO title. They own it, but other people are running it, operating it, and all that kind of stuff. They even probably have like different designers on staff, or different buyers and stuff like that. So that's one reason why someone may open a boutique. Another one would be to have a creative outlet. For a creative outlet, it will probably be more so someone like me, or it may be someone like you, someone who likes to sew, someone who likes to create, someone who loves every aspect of fashion design, from the sketch to the production of the pattern, to the production of the garment, to the styling of the garment, to the selling of the garment. And yeah, like you literally love every aspect of the whole entire process or whatever, because it's a creative outlet for you. Like you just really love the artistry. So even in the fashion industry, you have sewers, people who don't know nothing about fashion design, they don't care about fashion, but they can sew their behinds off. And you have some people who can sketch their behinds off. They love fashion. They can whip it together real quick and show you something crazy, but they can't put it together. They would need that sewer to do it. And then you have someone who just love putting, like, after it's designed and after it's sewn, and they like to style it and put it together and create this amazing work of art from the clothing or whatever. So there's so many different perspectives and aspects in the fashion industry, in the fashion world, to where I feel like when it becomes a creative outlet, there are so many different options and ways to do it. But since we're focusing on opening a boutique, with the creative outlet portion of it, it's literally like you're literally wanting to show the world your art, show the world your work, show the world a part of you, and just share your gift with the world. That's pretty much why that's an option of why some people may want to start a boutique. That's personally my reason as to why I want to open a boutique, because I want to have more than clothing. I want to have artwork. I want to have everything that I like, everything about me, everything that I love to do, I want my boutique to literally reflect me and the things that I love, my heart. You know what I mean? That's literally like my way. I feel that I would love to share my heart with the world. My boutique is almost kind of like my way of doing it without having to speak, if that makes sense. So if that's you, that would kind of be your reason of why you want to start a boutique. And I guess I can put passion for fashion in that category as well, because like I said, you can be someone who likes to design, actually create different looks and be innovative in that, creating different looks, or you're someone who likes to style different pieces and make a work of art from different styles. I mean, different fashion pieces or whatever. So yeah, that's where style bloggers come in, and they kind of start their own fashion boutiques where they're picking, like they're becoming buyers, and they're buying different brands and trying to create a work of art in their shop to where people can kind of see their aesthetic as a stylist. And then just like I said, fashion designers who might just want to create and draw out and create different pieces, but they don't really care to sew and do all that other stuff, so they just kind of sell their work to someone else or whatever. But they're not necessarily probably trying to open a boutique or whatever. But another one would be being innovative as far as like sharing new ideas. Like you see a lot of fashion companies where they are actually introducing like organic clothing. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that, guys. But what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, like you see some people who like have organic clothing line because, you know, they feel like they have they you know, they want to be innovative and not just make clothing like everybody else. They want to make clothing with purpose, like that has a purpose. So you have some people who have recycled clothing lines where they kind of like, it's so many different creative, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned, if you watched my video where I talked about how I kind of got into fashion design, where I spoke about how I created a bow tie out of guitar picks. Like some people actually create clothing from, like, you know what I mean? They want to be really, really innovative. And the reason why I did that is because a client had brought an image to someone who was trying to get their line off the ground. It was like they started us when it was GoFundMe. It wasn't necessarily a GoFundMe, but it was something similar to that or whatever. And sorry guys, I'm breathing so hard, my goodness. But so the client, she was a doctor. She had a son who loved guitars, and there was no way she could purchase it, so she asked me to recreate it for her or whatever. So you have some people who's like that guy, who's like, I personally don't want to create a line from from stuff like that or whatever, but I only did it because like I said, my client requested it, and I felt like it was like something that really pushed my creativity, which it did, and I actually enjoyed it so much or whatever. It was so much fun or whatever. But yeah, so it's like some people who want to create fashion from that, and it's like I said, that's another form of being an artist or whatever. So why do you want to start why do you want to open a boutique? So that's the first question that I will want for you to ask yourself, and you have to really think about your answer when it comes to that. Okay. When you think about your customers, your customer base, what kind of customer base do you want to build? Now, the first, I have 3 different types of customers or whatever, just based off of kind of like things that I feel like I've learned and I've seen, you know, just now today in the world that we're living in. Because it's like consumerism is so completely different now with social media and stuff like that. Like, it's just so different or whatever. So the thing is, you pretty much have to really be real with yourself and be honest with yourself, because now that really is an important question. It's not just about who you want to sell your stuff to. It's about what type of clients, what type of consumers do you want to be a part of your family. Because our first customer is the loyal customer, and the loyal customer is pretty much people who stick around for a long time. Like literally, they are like those ride or die customers that you can kind of look at it as if like it's like a beehive to a Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like it's like no matter what she does, the beehive is down. You know, like she said on one of her songs, she can sneeze on a track and they gonna go crazy. Okay, so that is like that loyal type of customer. Although I'm pretty sure that you would want a loyal type of customer, but you would still want to give that loyal customer quality. You don't want to just sneeze on a track and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna make millions off that sneezing on a track. Even though some people do that, like a lot of influencers literally just like, let me just, because I have this large following, let me just start a whole bunch of different businesses, throw out a whole bunch of different things to make money from it, because I know my fans will buy whatever I put out or whatever, which I mean, I don't see that as I personally don't see that as like the right thing to do. Like I would not do that. I don't want to do that, and I would not do that or whatever. But with the loyal customer, what I like about the loyal customer is that when it comes to the loyal customer, they connect to your creativity and pretty much who you are, especially if you're an artist. If you're an artist and you're presenting your work based off of who you are, the people who are drawn to your work and the people who are drawn to what you're doing, they're being drawn to you by you being you. You're not trying to be someone else. So that's one thing that you definitely want to make sure when you're asking yourself what kind of customer you want, because it's like when you start off one way, you're gonna have to maintain it that way for the rest of the way to really maintain that consumer base. So like I said, your loyal consumers are attracted to your authenticity. They're attracted to something. It's something about you that draws them to want to just keep coming back. It's like some people who prefer certain artists, like when it comes to like painting or hanging, they collect certain artist collectors or painting collectors. They collect certain artists' work because they just connect to that artist. They connect to the vision of that artist. They're connecting to the work of that artist or whatever. And I don't know, it's like with a loyal customer, you're not pressured to try to be someone other than yourself, because they're already accepting you for who you are. So that's one of the benefits when it comes to like when it comes to wanting to have that loyal customer. Like in order to gain a loyal customer, you have to be loyal to you first. You have to be authentically you, because then that consumer will see that this person is being authentic. I like this person. This person is being authentic. I want to support this person or whatever. And don't change along the way. Continue to be you. Continue to be you, and let those who come, and let those who don't, well, they can go on to the next person. At the end of the day, when you want a loyal consumer base, you don't care about the other consumers. You kind of really just focus on those who have been loyal, those who are embracing your work for, you're not trying to change who you are to try to accommodate other people. So that's the good thing about, wanting that loyal customer. That's the type of consumer you want. That's who you want to buy your stuff. So the loyal customer. Then you have the niche consumer base of like a category of specific types of people. So you have some people who start pretty much create products off of like race, religion, political beliefs, like pretty much just like different lifestyles, or different types of people based on their race. Like some people have African American brands to where it's all for the culture. You know what I mean? So it's like it all depends on what type of consumer that you want, that you kind of like you have to mold yourself into whatever that niche is. So if you pick a certain niche, like if you pick that African American consumer, because that could be still a part of who you are, that could still be your authentic self or whatever, but understand that you're gonna have to maintain that vision of who you are every step of the way. Like every step, you can't just decide one day I want to add something that is not African American for the culture. You want to add, I don't know, like if you started off one way, you kind of have to keep it that way in order to maintain it, because you've kind of built your consumer base off of that niche. So you kind of have to stick with that niche. So that's the thing about the niche consumer base. You have to make sure you conform yourself to that niche, and you have to stay within that niche or whatever. So it's different kind of from that loyal customer or whatever. And then you have the what's trending, like any and everybody can buy your product. Like you want any and everybody to buy your product. So you kind of like go along with the flow of what's trending. You're kind of down with like the pop culture and yeah, like everything that's trending and all that kind of stuff. So you're kind of like just going with the flow. You're like waves in the ocean. You just kind of like, you know, wherever the current takes you, that's where you're going. So you will kind of be like, you know, all over the place creating different things. Hold on just a second. Yeah, you will be kind of like all over the place. You know, just creating whatever is trending or whatever. And some people like to do that. Some people want to do that. All power to them. I personally don't want to do that. If I was to answer that question for myself, it will be loyal customer, because it's just something about being me that makes me the most happiest that I have ever been. Especially when you come to that point in your life where you finally understand who you are and you finally embrace who you are, and you know what I mean, you don't question or doubt yourself. You know what I mean, like you really have come into that, you have embraced and come into that all of yourself or whatever. So yeah, I don't want nothing or no one to take that all from me. So I'm pretty much as far as like when it comes to this question, I'm pretty much the loyal customer, the loyal consumer base. I want people to be drawn to me from them just seeing me being authentically me. So I want when people see my work, I want them to see it and like it because because they are attracted to my eye and my artistry. All right, so you see many small boutiques, and they are some really, really nice boutiques or whatever. Sorry, my camera cut off, but they are really nice boutiques. But you can tell that the owners it's like a mom and pop shop of fashion businesses. Pretty much, that's where I'm going with this. It's like a mom and pop shop of fashion business, to where you see a lot of mom and pop shops where they're not really trying to become like these big old huge corporations or whatever, because it's almost like they're really a part of the community. You know what I mean? Like they're a part of the community and they're comfortable with the income that they're making, the living that they're making. It's not really about greed or money or nothing like that. But it's like, yeah, they want their business to succeed and flourish, but they really enjoy what they're doing. So they're a part of the day-to-day operations. It's like you're literally involved in your boutique. It's like you're a little baby. You're like you're still caring for that baby that belongs to you, and you have not given it over to put it in the hands of someone else. It's like, no, you don't need a nanny. You are the mama, and you're gonna take care of that. You gonna take care of that baby. That baby is yours forever. Nobody will ever take the job of me in that baby's life. So it's like you're that type of mom and pop boutique style business is like you are literally like I said, you're a part of the community. You're a big part of the community. You have personal relationships with your clients, and it's just like it's such an intimate thing or whatever. And personally, if I was to answer that question for me, that will be the type of boutique that I would like for myself, and that is an intimate, like I would want to be running it for as long as I can do it because I really have a passion for the things that I do, for what I do, and I really want to it's not something that I trust, not necessarily even trust, but it's not something that I have a desire to kind of just like throw off to someone else. Like I really enjoy it. It's like motherhood for me. Like I really enjoy being a mom. So for me, I'm not like, you can ask my parents. Like, it took them a while for me to kind of just be like, you know, let the kids go stay with them for a while. They mess with me to this day because it was just like, I wanted my babies all to myself, but I had to learn how to share, of course. But but that's just how I am. Like, that's my baby, you know what I mean? So it's like, I have a passion. I have a passion to see the growth and development, and I know one day, of course, I'm gonna have to let my kids go or whatever. I know that, and I understand that or whatever, but I feel like that's kind of how I want to run my boutique. I want my boutique to literally be, everybody will know the owner. Everybody will know the person who founded that boutique. They will be able to walk in that boutique and see my face and speak and say hello and tell me, talk to me directly and give me ideas of some of the things that they would like to see, or some of their favorite things that they like, me just walking hands and feet on the field, you know what I mean? Not hiring no big old marketing company to go and take surveys for me and stuff. Like, nah, I will conduct the surveys, okay? No, but I'm kidding. But yeah, that's pretty much another long-term goal that you could have. And as you can see, those are different definitions of success. I don't know if you watched my video that I mentioned earlier, but like I said, there's so many different paths and definitions of success. To some people, having that small little intimate mom and pop boutique is like success for them. That's goals for them. That's goals for me. Goals for me is not having a gazillion shops with my name splattered all over the world. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care to be doing all that. I don't really care for all of that or whatever. So that's not my end goal. My end goal is not that or whatever. So yeah, those were the questions that I wanted you guys to pretty much ask and really think about and contemplate on or whatever. So what I'm probably going to do is make a part 2 of this video, because I feel like this video kind of ran kind of long. So part 2 of this video, I'm going to be talking about ways that you can set up your shop based off of the answered questions that I have just talked about in this video. So like I said, you can go back, and I'll make sure I type the questions on the screen so you can see the questions or whatever, but I'll go back and you can go back and just go over some of the questions that I asked and just listen to some of the examples that I gave, and even my perspective of how I see my business and my shop and stuff like that. And you can write down some of the things that you want for your business, your sewing business, and your end goals and stuff like that. And then you can watch the next video so you can then see, get some information on different ways that you can start to set up your sewing business to get things rolling, to kind of get towards to reaching your goals. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and go ahead and go check out the next video, part 2 of this video. But remember to always embrace every part of you, and always continue to be beautiful you guys. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.